Here we are saying all these nice things about athletes and acknowledging the pressure you guys all face. So I laid it out with Aaron this morning. If you're a Packer fan, you could say Aaron got some flexibility. Packers have another year. It all works out. And then I said, but there's a little bit of a doomsday scenario. They face a gauntlet in late September, October of great pass rushes. Washington and Chicago and the Steelers and the Niners. David Bakhtiari's coming off an injury. Corey Linsley is gone. And, you know, I look at it and I think to myself, it's going to be one of these things where we all look at this new contract and think, Aaron's here for a year and he's gone. It's weird. That's, to me, that is if I was a reporter covering the team, I've had loaded questions every week after a loss. Your gut feeling in the locker room for the next month. Is it discussed? Does Aaron talk about it? Does he not talk about it? Would you, Greg, talk about it? Would you ask him questions? How does it stand emotionally in that locker room?
That's what's going to be very interesting. I think the focus is going to be really just to really lock in on what's in front of them. And right now it's going to be training camp day to day and then taking it one day at a time. I think this is what we would classically identify as the next game. Focus on what's next, not the future, because the future is going to be presented to everybody and everyone in that building and organization every single day because of what we now know with Aaron Rodgers and his contract situation. So I think it's something they're definitely going to have to address out the gate as a team and then decide how they move forward when discussing it with the media, because it's going to come up all throughout the course of the year.
Well, it's interesting because Favre and Aaron Rodgers, although both would probably argue they're different, they're actually very similar. They're very proud. They're great. They dealt with the media. Favre was a little more aw shucks, Southern, easy to put your arm around. Aaron can be a little more California cool, a little more, a little different. You dealt with both people. Aaron, when they're winning, can be whatever it's called, a little aloof. What happens if they go on a 2-game losing streak? Could you foresee this being a little tense if somebody says, Aaron misses a game? Aaron, how committed are you? Could you see some of that stuff bubbling up?
No question. We got to remember, this is a team that for the last 2 years, they've lost a total of 6 regular season games. We have not seen this team really struggle in terms of winning football games. We may see that they haven't performed great, but they tend to have found a way to win games. With the schedule that they face, there could be a situation or a situation where they don't win as many games. And then what does it look like within that locker room? What is it going to look like from Aaron Rodgers' perspective when it comes to talking to the media, when it comes to how he currently would feel with what they have presented in that locker room? And I think this idea of, okay, we got Aaron Rodgers back for this season, let's go for the championship. It's not just a given. There are a lot of teams that are coming back that feel really good about their chances, that feel like they will give Green Bay a run for their money and be in that NFC championship game. So it's not a layup. And yes, Colin, I think this is huge that they can face some adverse situations that will cause everything to kind of sit in front of them and be a challenge that they have not had to face over the last few seasons.
So let me ask you, Davante Adams, there's talks that things broke down with the Packers, and I said this a couple days ago, as great as a receiver is, go look at Larry Fitzgerald, the better quarterback, the better his numbers. Now, you were you know that too, Favre, Rodgers to Miami. And I look at myself, if you were Davante Adams, and you know what you know now, that Aaron has negotiated a new deal, which he could stay for 2, but it's probably 1. Would you sign a long-term deal with Green Bay?
So here's the thing. You gotta find out what's most important to you. Is it continuing to produce numbers and have the opportunity to be inducted and put on that yellow jacket? If that is the case, yeah, go with your quarterback, or make sure you have a quarterback in place so you can continue to have that type of success. With Davante Adams, what also is in play is, He has a very unique opportunity in front of him right now. He is the number one unanimous, pretty much, wide receiver in all of football. That may not be the case at the end of this season. And so you take advantage of that, in my opinion, financially. He's already set. He could solidify that. Obviously, his quarterback might be different. It might not be that guy, that bad man 12 that's throwing you the football. And I have my own personal experience where, yes, I was a great receiver, but it looked different when you don't have that number 4 throwing you that ball, when you don't have that 12 throwing you that ball, and you're frustrated getting into that huddle every single play before the play and the ball is even snapped. So it will look different if Davante Adams decides to sign with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers walks off into the sunset and goes somewhere else. But it's one of those situations where he has to look at what's most important to him. Is it potentially Hall of Fame, which he is on that trajectory, or is it financial complete security? Yeah. And that is something that I think you can't play with.
Yeah, no, not. Hey, listen, I never tell players to take less. That's not my space. I certainly have tried not to. Finally, what we forget is Davante Adams has seen Jordan Love in practice. And, so when you were with Favre, take me back, you saw Aaron in practice, and you knew that boy can play, okay? Right? You knew that. But what if Davante's watching Jordan Love and he's thinking, bruh, this doesn't work? Like, do you think that stuff, it's not talked about, do you think that's going through his head if he has some questions about Jordan Love?
Without doubt, without question, that's going through his head. He has a first-class seat right in front of him of experiencing what Jordan Love is not only on the field, but off the field, how he manages the game, how he understands it, how his rapport with the guys. Can it work eventually? And then you have to think about, okay, if the Green Bay Packers allow Aaron Rodgers to walk and they trade him, what are you going to acquire? Who are you going to bring in? Will you discuss with me things that you wouldn't even discuss with Aaron Rodgers?
Right.
And so this is a conversation that I think Davante Adams truly needs to be having with his team and the Green Bay Packers organization to make sure he is being put in the best situation, both financially and as a football player.
Yeah. Great stuff, Greg. Good talking to you. Appreciate you stopping by, my man.
Absolutely.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.